Hey, welcome back, Liches. Today we're unboxing and reviewing the Dungeons & Dragons Starter Kit, Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. Today isn't just any unboxing and reviewing. Today we're going head-to-head with
Pathfinder Beginner's Box, baby. It wouldn't be a Lichy review if we didn't come at you guys with some comparisons to the competitors. Make sure we're keeping Wizards of the Coast on their little wizard toes. Make sure that they're up to par. Does this starter set have what it takes to compete with this really heavy beginner's box?
Ooh, super light. We're gonna unbox and compare these two. Then we wanna know your opinions. We'll put a poll out.
Yeah, check out our new community tab. Ooh, it's so fancy. All right, what are we going to tear into first? I think you guys want to see what's in this starter set, this Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. We'll come back to this beginner's box later. And at the very end, stay to the end of the video, we'll have a head-to-head Mortal Kombat fight to the death to determine the one true starter set. Which of these boxes is best for someone that's never played a role-playing game before? That's sort of what we think these products should be, right? A starter set is your first dipping your toes into the brand of Dungeons & Dragons or maybe Pathfinder.
You're supposed to pick up one of these, play it, and immediately say, I want to keep playing.
I want more!
Apparently the gateway to the adventuring world of the cooperative gameplay of Dungeons & Dragons. It has a 48-page adventure. It includes a 32-page rulebook for levels 1 to 3. Includes 5 fully fleshed out character sheets, except for names, and has 6 polyhedral dice.
This is for 2 to 6 players, ages 12 and up. This was $19.99, Target exclusive. I'm sure when this thing is out in the wild and you can buy it from the Amazonis, you can get it. You'll be able to get it for like $10, $12 like the current starter set. Right. Which we do not know if it's technically being phased out or not. Is this going to become the only starter set available? Doesn't make sense to keep 2 products out there with the same goddamn name.
Not really.
Let's take a look inside and see what Wizards of the Coast has bestowed upon us today. So first thing we're hit with is what?
Dice.
6, only 6 dice here.
We're not getting the D100, right?
You do not have a percentile die.
Yep.
They're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty basic looking.
Yeah, they kind of have that blue opal finish. It's like swirly malaise,
a little
right?
swirl, a little blue swirl.
Yeah.
There's only a single D6 in here and not a full set of like 3 or 4 because you're not rolling to create characters in this. There are no rules in this box for character creation. It is 100%, you have to use the pre-gens. If you want rules on how to create your own characters, you need to download the basic rules online or get the D&D Essentials Kit or a full-fledged product like the Player's Handbook.
It also looks like they don't have any blank character sheets in here, so you'll have to download and print those as well, if you planned on doing that.
The rule book.
Rule book here, 32-page rule book.
Staple bound.
Yep.
Does not have a cover.
No cover. Table of contents cover.
Reused artwork. I think these rules are actually shorter and they're more tight than the original starter set and the basic rules that you can download on Wizards' website, which we will provide a link to in the Nether Realm down below.
It is your basic rulebook. It looks like this starter set rulebook really gives a starting GM a good idea of what the game's about, what the Dungeon Master should be doing. It says things like how to be a player, being the DM, rhythm of play, which involves the DM describes the environment, the players decide what their characters do, the DM narrates the result of the action. Your typical basic foundation of how the game is run. It gives you things like terms to remember at the beginning of this rulebook. Goes over the 6 abilities.
Does it have a picture of the dice in there explaining which die is what?
Not yet.
No.
There is a picture of dice,
There's
but
a picture of dice, but not
in an artistic format, with no explanation on what's what yet. So movement and position is explained, but not in a way that assumes you have a playing field, right?
It doesn't assume anything. There is nothing in here that gives a new dungeon master tips on how to run theater of the mind. Anything. So there's nothing in here telling you, hey, this is all in everyone's imaginations, but you as the dungeon master have to constantly tell your players, oh, This enemy is 15 feet away. You could probably hit 2 people with your blast weapon or your blast here. Doesn't give you any sort of information like that. Like if you're running multiple enemies in Theater of the Mind, you might want to tell your players like, oh, there's 4, I don't want to say what enemies are in here, but there's 4 goblins, and this one has a hook for a hand, and this one is wearing a funny hat. This one is missing teeth, so that your players know, I want to attack the one with missing teeth, or I want to attack the funny hat one. Really simple tips that would help a new Dungeon Master. This shit's nowhere to be found in here. I know Chris Birkins has said in his 1D&D announcement video that he's going to take the time to rewrite the Dungeon Master's Guide to make it more friendly for new DMs. Please do this. This stuff, I'm bitching and moaning about it. Kamo and I have so much experience running and playing games that these rules are so... we know them like the back of our hands. But a new Dungeon Master doesn't have any of that. They have videos that you can click on. Like there's little QR codes that'll bring you to YouTube videos that'll give you more information. But I've even watched the one on running like the first combat in the game. Again, doesn't do anything about mentioning like pull out a grid or hey, have some graph paper on hand or a blank page just so you can have reference of, hey, you guys are here. The things you're attacking are moving here. They're about X amount of feet away. Blows my mind that that is not included somewhere within those starter set rules or in this Stormwreck Isle adventure right here. This is sort of like the DM's guide. It does do a good job, I will say, of giving you hints and of how to run things, but also not enough. I'm not going to lie. Especially when it comes to role-playing, like there are some really important characters that you meet that you're going to be talking to over and over again. There should be like a very in-depth section. Be like, this character is the main NPC of this adventure. Here is how you should be role-playing this person. Here are some tips. Here are some phrases that they constantly say. Here are their mannerisms. Why are you not doing something as basic as that for what is supposed to be someone's very first time dungeon mastering and playing D&D? So there are multiple areas that you can have, that players can explore in this. There are no maps included in this box, spoilers. There is a main location that is sort of like the player's hub. I had to draw that. I hand drew that. Like, I like doing that stuff, but a new dungeon master shouldn't have to do that. Yeah. There should just be like a little thing about the size of this being like, here's Dragon's Rest Cloister. You know, this is what it looks like. Also, I hate, and I know D&D does this with every one of their adventures, I hate having an appendix with all of the monster stats at the back of the book. I want to just have the stats right where
the adventure is.
There the adventure is. It's like, I'm fighting this. Just give me the greatest hits. Give me the tiny little stat block.
It works so well when you're running an adventure to have the stat blocks of the enemies that you're running there, right with the lore, right with the descriptions, and where the area is and what you're fighting at the same time. You're not flipping between pages. You're not bouncing back and forth. You already have to go back and reference the rules to make sure you're making the right calls as a new dungeon master.
The adventure, so far, it's so good, but we'll dive into that at a later date and time.
But that really depends on how good your dungeon master is anyway. Going deeper.
They put a nice
our cardboard filler?
They put a cardboard filler in here because that's how much shit isn't in here. Nothing. The filler.
Yep.
This is what you get because there's nothing really in this box.
And it goes that way so that it cuts out like 1/4 of an inch out of the bottom.
Yeah.
Wow. Before the large filler cardboard insert. Pre-generated characters, nameless characters. You have your fighter wood elf, you have a human paladin, a cleric hill dwarf, wizard high elf, and rogue lightfoot halfling. Everyone's at first level. I like how these are broken down. Aside from kind of not having beginner names and very little character artwork, one of my biggest problems with this entire set is it lacks that immersive creativity, some of those hooks to pull you in. Something pretty to look at, colorful, imaginative, to kind of spark imagination. I don't know how I feel about the nameless sheets. How do you feel?
If I'm making pre-gens for my players, I for D&D specifically, I'll just make names.
Yeah.
I think I'll make a name because again, it's just you're trying to cut down the amount of time before it's like lights, camera, action, go.
I think for the brand new player, I'd rather have the name spelled out.
Same.
Because for us as avid, seasoned players with our group,
Yeah, we like that kind of stuff, but
yeah.
not everyone does. And
we like to come up with our own name, even though the character is already built out.
I do like how these character sheets are laid out. They are different than the ones in the Essentials kit and the previous starter set. They explain what everything does. Bravo. Excellent job, Wizards. It tells you what your proficiencies are. When you're attacking with something, it tells you what you are attacking with, what to roll. Everything is crystal clear right there for the player in one spot. Beautifully done. I love that. That's how every starter set pre-gen should be for a D&D game. Hey, they even went the extra mile. They provided backstories and hooks for every single character to have a reason to go on this adventure. Little personal backstories.
A reason why you're going to the Stormwreck Isle, right?
Excellent. Very good idea. I don't know how well they're executed now that I've read through the adventure and how it's going to play through, but we'll let you know in a future video. Can we let you in on a secret? Okay, so these character sheets that come with this game you don't need them.
No.
You can go to the link that we have in the Nether Realm down below. You can download these and print them out for free. So you don't need these.
That's already free.
This is already free. The basic rules you don't need.
No.
You can already click the link down in the Nether Realm. Those are free. So really, you're paying $20 for the Dragons of Stormwreck Isle adventure and 6 dice.
Mm-hmm.
That is everything you're paying for. I'm going to say that again. All you're getting in this box are 6 dice and this very short 1 to 3rd level adventure. That is your starter set. Okay. So clearly we are not super enthused about the Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. Maybe we'll have a little bit better luck with this Pathfinder Beginner's Box.
Pathfinder!
Which is, just by fondling it a little bit, getting my old litchy paws on this thing, it's the cream of the crop. Cream rises. This thing is hefty. It is super thick.
I wonder if there's a 1/4-inch cardboard insert in there.
I'm willing to bet not. Beginner's Box, this thing includes a 72-page Hero's Handbook, an 88-page Game Master's Guide, 4 pre-made heroes, over 100 character and monster pawns, 4 game reference cards, and a complete set of polyhedral dice. And there is also a full-color, double-sided Hadventure map.
Ooh.
For 2 to 5 players, ages 13 and up. You got to be 1 more year older to play Pathfinder, boys and girls.
I can't believe it. Darker themes, darker themes.
I mean, feel this. I mean, this thing, you could, if you put all 3, if you put the Essentials kit and the 2 starter sets on top of each other, this thing would still probably weigh
So what was the price of this baby?
I want to say this thing retails for $50. $39.99.
Nice.
So it is twice the amount of money. Is it twice the fun? Is it twice as much stuff? We don't know. We're going to tear into it right now. Box fart!
Box fart!
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what do you know? Colored dice? So that we can teach our players what each dice is?
Wow.
Oh, what's a D8? Oh, hey, it's the orange guy. Oh, cool. That makes sense. Now when I go for a D8, I'm going to think orange. Let's be honest, when you're first looking at polyhedral dice, you're like, WTF. Like, what's what? And you don't know how many sides are in each dice.
Yeah, give me a 12-sider there, Kamo.
Ooh.
A what?
Ooh. This is beautiful, and what a great concept this is. The funny thing is the quality is a little lighter on the dice in these.
These are cheap dice. I
Yeah.
think actually that the D&D dice are better quality.
Yeah.
But I love the concept of each one being different.
Yes.
We have a bunch of bases.
Pawn bases.
Pawns,
Yeah.
which means we're going to be getting actual figurines and tokens and things in this. Already looking like an improvement.
If you are an avid player of Pathfinder, please tell us why there's this little green one in here?
Yeah, we have another pawn box that we've purchased from Pathfinder that includes these bases.
There's always a single green base in here.
Maybe to just be like the monster leader, or
I don't know,
an elite monster or something.
Let us know in the comments.
Also, we've never played Pathfinder. Let's say that straight up. We are
Pathfinder noobs.
We're Pathfinder noobs. We've played a lot of D&D. We've played a lot of other systems, but we've never dove deep into Pathfinder. So this is really our first foray into any one of their products for realsies. What we got here?
Oh, hey, reference cards.
These are awesome.
Player reference cards.
Oh, wow. You know? That's a lot of text.
Oh, hey, that's a lot of really tiny text.
Yeah, wow. But we know that Pathfinder is a little crunchier. And then they have these nice, nifty little, on your turn, you get 3 actions. This is for like battle, combat. You can use 3 actions and a reaction. And I'm assuming there's going to be some tokens further down in here. So you can put tokens down on your handy dandy reference card. This is pretty great.
I love it. I love that you have something here. You're playing this game. It's introducing you to this game. It wants to snag you and keep you.
Yeah.
Right? They want you to play and buy their stuff.
And they have to know they've got a little bit of an uphill battle, right?
Yeah.
So you need a reference card. You need this type of thing. But I'd still like to see this in D&D, for real. Oh, cool. It looks like it's got like a choose your own adventure that you can play through in the Hero's Handbook.
Oh, cool.
All right. Digging in. Looks like we got some pre-gens here. Whoa, these are cool. These are, all right, so these are we have some blank character sheets, which, hey, look at that.
Oh, what do you know? The different colored dice?
They have different colored dice,
what
and
they
the
look
shapes
like?
And what they look like on the character sheet.
Sick.
Wow, what a novel concept. And they're even on the back.
It's almost like they want to teach you how to play.
Your hit points has like a heart. Your perception's got a magnifying glass. Your AC's a shield. So on these character sheets, everything has A, B, C. So when you're filling it out as a dungeon master, someone's like, oh, I need to fill out my perception. Oh, that's H on your character sheet. So you can look at the little yellow bubbles and you know exactly where you're looking.
So for our pre-gens, we have Mauricio, the rogue.
Oh, Ezrin, the wizard.
Valeros, the fighter.
And last, Kyra, the cleric.
For a second, I thought she had a blade arm, but she's holding it.
Whoa, these teach you how to like fill everything out. Whoa, these are awesome. Damn, you start off with 21 hit points as a cleric in Pathfinder.
Hey, maybe that'll mean you won't get crit death.
There's some character backstory here on the back cover.
I like here's where the reference is. You have all the pieces of your character sheet explained on the next page.
Right.
A is ancestry, B is background, C is class. They even tried to match it up to ABC as much as possible too, which is kind of funny.
No, this is friggin' incredible.
Yeah.
I love this on the front too. It's like, play a cleric if you want to support and heal your allies with divine spells. Know about religious writing and images. Oppose and destroy evil undead creatures.
To spark imagination, to spark some kind of excitement.
Well,
here's
the thing. We're not noobs. We've been playing these games. We've been playing video games and all sorts of shit like this for our entire lives. We know what a cleric is. We know what a rogue does. Maybe your 13-year-old daughter doesn't. You know, having these things spelled out explicitly, like, hey, do you like doing these things? Like, I want to cast spells. That sounds awesome. I do want to know secrets about magic and ancient lore. I would like to solve problems with my magic. I would like to be Ezrin the wizard.
So now in front of us, we're going to have a character and we're going to have a reference card.
Yep.
Pretty cool. God, love the artwork. So inspiring.
Yeah.
I want to play your game.
Nice color artwork as well.
Hey, what do you know? A cover.
Perfect bound. They're not staple bound. A little bit more quality there.
Can bend them back if you need them open. Yep. The beginner box, Hero's Handbook. Looking at the table of contents, we just have...
I love that solo adventure,
adventure.
That is such a fun way to start off. Call of Cthulhu starter set has that as well. So if you've never played a role-playing game before, you can just sort of... It guides you, and it's a choose-your-own adventure.
Yeah.
But it gets you to break out your dice, and you're recording your damage that you're doing.
You get the cycle and you get the feel for how the game
Hell
plays.
Hell yeah, man.
Without other players at the table.
Yep.
And especially if you're interested in playing the game just on your own and you don't know if your friends want to play, and you buy this, you have something to do here.
Yeah, you've got that little adventure, and that's going to whet your appetite, right?
Yep.
Pirates, Kings, Plunder, set in Otari. Whoa.
Oh, hey, what do you know?
Oh, my goodness.
The actual areas of effect on a grid and how the spells affect the grid. Everything missing from the from the D&D
How did they
one.
forget that, man?
Yeah.
It's not like that's their first starter set.
Next up is the adventure.
Next up is it's not only an adventure, but this is also a mini Game Master's Guide talking about difficulty classes,
Game mastering from 28 to 36.
and building adventures. Is the adventure even in here? Oh yeah, the adventure is only from page 2 to 16.
Oh wow.
The adventure's right in the beginning.
Menace under Otari. Are the creatures wrapped into the story?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
there they are.
Yeah, awesome.
As well as maps.
And then you have, but then it's got a little mini bestiary back here. Damn, this artwork's awesome. Look at this ooze sewer.
This is it, man. Double-sided playing surface.
Oh, hey, look at that. I'm
do
sure
you
you can, I'm sure this thing looks dry and wet erase maybe, or maybe just wet erase.
What a nice big play surface to inspire your new players with. Hells yeah. And then we're into pawns.
Whoa,
Wow!
a lot of pawns.
Not just a few pawns. 4 full-ass sheets of
Yeah,
pawns.
and I was right. They have those.
And then you get your action tokens.
your action tokens there.
Looks like every creature that is mentioned in the
the little,
Game Master's
little,
Guide
little
is included
bestiary
in
in the
here.
back. Oh, and there's a quick rules reference on the back of the GM's guide. Moving on a grid.
You can actually play a tabletop game with this. You've got the pawns, you have the map, you have character reference, character sheet. This is everything you need to open the portal into an adventure world.
I think we've seen enough. I think we're ready for some comparisons here.
Also keep in mind that one product is twice as much in cost
Sure.
as the other one. Pathfinder needs to work on their boxes.
Hey, when you actually put crap in there, it's a little harder.
Make it nice and tight.
Final thoughts on this Battle of the Ages. You got the Pathfinder Beginner's Box versus Starter Set 2.0, Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. What are we thinking here, Kamo?
What do you think about Dungeon Master learnability? Who wins?
It's kind of hard to say because I know the rules of D&D so well.
Yeah.
But I think this is a little bit more user-friendly because I don't know jack squat about Pathfinder, and I was just reading through some of the Hero's Handbook and the Game Master's Guide. Seems pretty straightforward.
It makes an extra effort in teaching the Dungeon Master in this one. A little farther than this one, I would say. There is a good chunk of information here for new Dungeon Masters, and that's part of what you're buying, right? Because
Right.
that's part of one of the books that you actually are buying from this that you can't get for free anywhere else, except for YouTube content creators.
I guess we should look up and find out if anything in this box is downloadable on Paizo's website. If it is, we'll throw it down in the Netherrealm below as well.
What do you think about player learnability?
Hands down, this one with that playthrough solo adventure,
And those colored dice?
the colored dice, having the pre-gens that have literal you open it up like a folder and it's like, hey,
Alphabetical sections
it
of
tells you exactly what every single thing is on the character sheet. They went above and beyond to be like, hey guys, please, 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 please try our starter set. Please try our game.
Yeah.
If we can convince you to try this, we think you're gonna love it.
What's next?
Just stuff. All right.
Like stuff, like content / inspiration / how much of a tabletop game is this? This has everything for a tabletop game, and I think that's everything you get with the extra $20 that you're paying. Except I still feel like there's no reason this should be $20, with half of it being free content that we could just download.
You're paying,
from the internet.
you're paying for dice and an adventure. And let's be real, everyone has a smartphone. You can have a dice roller app.
Yeah.
It's not the same. But here's how I'm judging this. How much does this make me want to play it?
And trying to have the eye of the beginner trying to come at this with a fresh look of like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I know it's a game. I'm going to try it out.
For me, this thing does such a tremendous job sort of hitting you with that siren song of role-playing and luscious illustrations. I've never played Pathfinder, either edition. We have a video coming up of running this adventure. I'm going to run this as well. I think we sort of need to see what Pathfinder's actually bringing to the table. We review a lot of Paizo products because you can use them intermittently with Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but I think it's high time for us to try this system out. And this box basically convinced me. I didn't think that Pathfinder was a system I really wanted to learn. I thought it was a lot crunchier and meatier than I thought it was going to be. It's not.
There is no excuse for a product like this. It lacks inspiration. This isn't going to pick up any new players. I'm sorry.
The sad part is this is probably going to outsell this Pathfinder box by like 3 to 1. Just because
the price point.
Price point, it's in Target, name recognition, brand recognition. Again, I'm coming back to it. This is the first time someone will be interacting with your brand. This is the first time someone's ever going to touch a Dungeons & Dragons product. And you know what this tells me? Dungeons & Dragons stuff is cheap. It's poorly made. That's what I get out of that starter box.
The $20 adventure.
This wasn't even a competition, man.
No,
and
I think we knew it was going to be that way, right?
I don't know. People sort of like, I don't know if you're bagging us as like again, you can't even say we're like Pathfinder fanboys or anything. We've never played the game.
We've never touched it, yeah.
But I want to dive into this box. This thing is twice the price as this. They've packed in so much wonderful stuff, and everything screams high quality. Those Pathfinder pawns are amazing. Those fold-out character sheets, your player's handbooks and dungeon master's guides are perfect bound. They're thick.
They're fleshed out.
I don't know. I think it's a clear winner. What do you guys think? Have you guys tried out this beginner's box? Is this really as good as we're making it out to be? Let us know. Are we making a massive mistake here by not recommending the starter set?
Dungeons & Dragons Visit the Coasts. I don't know if you're laying back because you don't have to make as much of an effort. Not sure. You just know this is going to sell.
That's how it comes across.
Yeah.
You know what? Paizo, they're hungry. They want to topple you guys. They're putting out products. They're just frankly better.
So sad because we're such avid fans of Dungeons & Dragons.
Of course,
and
we
have been
love
playing
it.
for so long.
We
and
love D&D.
it really kind of hurts our feelings when we start seeing stuff like this. We will always be brutally honest.
Hey.
We try to stay neutral. We just want good products. We want excitement. We want something to dig our teeth into with products like this.
Not sponsored, by the way. None of this stuff was sent to us. Both of these boxes were paid out of the Liches Fund, baby. Out of our pockets. From us to you. That is our goal, is to inform the community as to what is out there.
As always, thank you for watching so much. We want to hear what you think about these products. Leave comments down in the description if it sparks you. Don't forget to toll the dead and subscribe.
Good gong, baby. Good gong.
Peace.
Out. Oh, wow.
Peace out.